yes, they should be treated as equals. I mean, just because you're different, like you have different sexual orientation, doesn't mean you're like different than anyone else in the world. You should be treated just as a normal straight person. You don't have different rights or anything to like say one person's gay and you can't do anything about it. I mean, you have to like be respectful to anybody in the world.
I think they should be treated as equals as much as they can be for the particular situation.
Of course they should. I think everybody has the right to be created. I mean, God created everybody equal, and we live in America, and everybody should be treated equal regardless of their, sexual orientation, race, economic level. I think everybody should definitely be treated equal.
No.
Why?
Because they got different beliefs, meaning and saying that they love the same gender.
Yes, they can be gay and religious because it doesn't matter about like if you're straight and you can be Christian. I mean, you can be Christian and still have a different sexual orientation. I mean, there's people at plenty of churches around the world who have different sexual orientation than everybody else, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can be gay and religious. You know, you have your beliefs. Why should believing in God be anything related to being gay or straight? It doesn't matter.
I believe, yes, you can. That's just like saying, can you be sinful and religious? Of course you can.
Yeah, some of my best friends are gay people.
As long as they don't bother me.
I'm very comfortable around homosexuals. A lot of my friends are gay or lesbian, and they are some of the nicest people in the world, as well as some of my straight friends. I don't think that sexuality matters.
I'm comfortable around everybody. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, or anything. I mean, if you're one of my friends and you're gay, it doesn't matter to me.
No, not because of their choice. It's just I'm not able to handle that.
Yes, I'm comfortable around gays. I think I don't let my preference overshadow what their preference is, or as long as they know where I stand. I have close friends that are gay or lesbian, and they are some of my best friends and have been for 20 years.
No, I don't see why it would. You know, if they're my friend, they're still going to be my friend. Their sexual choice, isn't dealing with my life, so why would it change my view? They're still my friend.
They know I'm an accepting person. God loves everybody, and I believe that, when people make a life decision or decide something like that, it's not an easy choice for them to make. So I'm not going to be, one of the ones to cast a stone at somebody for their preference. So I don't think it would change my perspective at all.
It doesn't change my love for them. I am a little uncomfortable with being around just because I'm 100% female. And even with a female hugging me, it bothers me.
Yes, because what would make them any less of a parent than a straight person?
No, because even though God is full of love, He also has deemed it as sin and with consequences for homosexuals and for murderers and for everybody who continues in sin.
I do think gay couples should be allowed for adoption because, again, I don't think that sexuality matters. If they're a loving family, then who are we to stop them from having children of their own? Because it's better to have children in a loving family with gay parents than allowing people who beat their children and being a straight couple. Like, how are they more qualified to have children if they beat their children than a loving family? I mean, it doesn't matter what your sex is as long as you care for the child and you keep them safe and have their needs in mind.
There's a lot of children in this world that are waiting for adoptions and can't be adopted. So I think if a couple is willing to adopt a child, then I'm all for it.
I think anybody should be, I mean, gays should be allowed to adopt children. It doesn't matter if you're gay, and people say, oh, you can't raise a child because you're gay. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's people who are adopting children that shouldn't be qualified to do that, and the gay population, they love people no matter what.
It depends on the circumstances.
It can be, but it doesn't mean necessarily will do anything. I mean, you can be raised by two gay parents, and it doesn't mean you'll turn out gay.
Yes.
I don't think so. The individuals that I personally know that have a child do not influence the child at all. They actually have taught the child, how their family stands versus how a standard family is, and they are raising the child to know the difference and to make their own decisions.
I think that it would make them more comfortable, knowing about homosexuality and stuff like that, but I don't think having gay parents is going to necessarily make your children gay. Just like, okay, you have straight parents, but you still have gay children. So, I mean, it's the same thing. You may have gay parents, but you still have straight children.
No, because gay children can grow up from straight parents, so a straight child could grow up from gay parents. No, because there's other shows that are way worse than any show about gay people.
Well, I mean, if they're like strong sexual content, then of course, children shouldn't be watching that, whether they're gay or straight shows. But, I mean, as long as, children know, okay, it's okay that there are, like, homosexuality and it shows it, why are we hiding if there are homosexuals on a show? Like, if there are gay people, there are gay people. They're going to see it in real life anyway, so why is it any different on TV? They see, other things on TV. Why should we just hide gays?
I think there should be a limit on what the media exposes young children to on the TV. It can and probably does pose some type of influence on them to experiment, figure out what's going on. But I personally don't think that there should be that type of media, exposed to children, that it can influence them, and because their minds are not developed to really understand the differences.
I do think it's unconstitutional because it's not just they're gay, it's still their human rights. If they want to get married and have children, they should be allowed to just like everybody else.
It's unconstitutional to take anybody's rights that are well defined within the Constitution.
Yes, it's unconstitutional just because it's like saying just because you're black, you can't have constitutional rights or anything, or like you can't have rights of your own. The gays they're just as equal as everybody else. I mean, it can go either way. You're not born gay, or you can choose to be gay, but I think it's more of a choice, but it's on what you believe or what you want to do with your life.
I think an individual is born and they may not understand themselves or feelings that they have towards another individual, and they choose to go with what they personally feel is right. So I really can't say whether they're born gay or not. I think there's some type of possibly a gene that causes them to be unsure.
it's a choice. Everybody's caught up in some kind of sin. Lead me not into temptation works great.
I think you're born that way because a straight person does not choose to be straight. That's just how they feel and act.
I honestly, it could be either way. I would say born gay because why would you choose to be different and have people ridicule you and make fun of you and bash you? Why would you choose that? I am for gay rights.
No, because of the consequences incurred.
Against.
Yes.
No, I'm not against gay rights.
I am neutral in that aspect. I feel that the government has no place to tell somebody who to love.
Yes, I support gay rights.